Hi, everybody. It's Mark Rushton at markrushton.com. It's Friday, January 14th, 2022. It's snowing outside. On break from the day job. Yeah, this video is called No Thanks, CenturyLink. No thanks. So I'd been having problems with my CenturyLink modem. It's a bit old. I've been leasing it and been power cycling it because it gets kind of slow and it's probably dying. Yeah, who knows? And so the guy said on the phone said, I'll send you a new modem. Great, no problem. Be here probably by Friday. And it was here today, despite it snowing. And got out and took a look at it. And the first thing I noticed was it did not have a telephone jack on it. I guess they call that RJ11. All it had were Ethernet ports. And then there was some kind of data port or something like that. I don't know, USB of some kind. But it did not have an RJ11 on there. And I know you can get all sorts of adapters to RJ11, USB and RJ45 to RJ11, all that sort of stuff. But the box did not have that either. Did not have anything for the landline telephone. And so I was like, okay, I'll set it up anyway. I got it. I'll set it up. We'll deal with the phone aspect of it later. Because I like to have a phone there. That's where the really good phone jack is, and it's a convenient central location. So it's like, well, okay. So first thing I do when I get the thing out of the box is I take a picture of the bottom of the modem, and because that's where all your admin and password and login and SSID information is until you change it. And they don't send anybody out anymore. I can do this. I've done this before. I can do it again. Well, they don't send anybody out because of the coof. And so we'll just get our app. We'll just walk you right through it. It'll be easy. I got the app. Started walking me through it. It was actually pretty easy in the beginning until I did start typing stuff on my phone with an app where everything was microscopic. It's like they designed it for a web page rather than a phone app. And it's like you've seen this a million times. You go out there and you're just like, I got to expand it, and then I have to touch everything, to get it back down to do the 2-finger squeeze or whatever. It's like they could have just designed this like a normal app. They didn't. And anyway, got all that stuff set up, and then I changed the SSID, which is the name of the modem, and I changed the password to what it was before. And then at that point, for some reason, I don't know what happened, but CenturyLink logged me out or took me to some site, and it's like a login for whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll log in again, and it was something different, and I duffed it twice, and I got locked out. So at that point, my interest in continuing was past waning. Did decide to call them, mainly to figure out how to get a return label, which I procured. And the problem is you got to sit through a million menus, and our menus have changed, and Spanish for two, and what's the other? All the COVID stuff. And okay. Eventually get somebody, and they're all in like the Philippines or Honduras or something like that, and then the quality, even though they're the phone company, the quality is terrible. It's terrible. And then their English is not very good. Very difficult to understand with crackly phone line or whatever was going on. Bad headset. Lots of people around. Who knows? It's just an aesthetically unpleasing situation. But I'd already decided at that point, I wasn't going to be arguing with anybody. I was just going to be like, hey, how can I get a label? Because one thing you can't do with these sorts of people in this sort of situation is give the actual reason why why. And and at first I did. At first I made that mistake. I said, well, your new modem doesn't have a RJ11 jack on there. Well, you can just get an adapter. I'm like, what's snowing? Where am I going to get that? We can just order it online. Yeah, it'll be here in like a week. But I've already decided I want to deal with this anymore. And what if that doesn't work, right? What if that doesn't work? Then I'm just, and I only have so much time to send the modem back, either the old one or the new one. So I didn't really want to mess around with it anymore. I thought, I got the devil I know, and it's slow, but it's I can manage, right? I can still do the day job. I wish it was a little faster, right? So anyway, yeah, their customer service is gone. It's not even in the United States anymore, and they don't send people out, and you can't talk to anybody in tech support that Sprechen Sie Deutsche, baby. Soy un perdedor. Uh, so I printed off the label and the box. I don't know who designed that box, but I couldn't figure out how to get all the flaps. So I folded something over and just taped it extra, double, triple taped or whatever. The folding, it was, so what sort of weird cardboard origami is this thing? It did not make any sense. I'm not that dumb. Who thought this was a good idea? The whole thing was a business process disaster. It really was. Nobody had thought about the things that the end user would get. And just think about me. I'm relatively tech savvy with all these computers sitting around me and all the wires neatly categorized in the box in the closet, all that sort of stuff. I know a few things, but I just it was beyond. Can you imagine? Can you imagine my mom or somebody else's mom? People in their 80s. I talked about that the other day with the driver's license kiosk. She showed down there. I'm almost 90, and I don't have a computer, and I don't what barcode, QR code. What's that? What confirmation code? What's that? Felt so sorry for her. Like if I can't figure it out, how's she gonna figure it out? For God's sakes. So it's the old war games thing. It's like the just don't play. The only way to win is to not play. So anyway, that's going back. I'll take it to the UPS drop-off location sometime this weekend after it stops snowing. I don't think we're going to get that much. They were once again, the Ann Rushton theory on snowstorm prediction may come true again, which is always, and write this down because it has a pretty good percentage success rate, better than meteorologists, I might add. So you're watching the weather, you're being told, oh, the big storm's coming. Better go out and get that bread, milk, eggs, batteries, an extra snowblower, all that sort of stuff. And because we're going to get 5, 8, 12, 20 inches of snow. This storm's going to be named for posterity. It's a damn crisis. And then, of course, so what's Ann's theory? Ann's theory is whatever the highest prediction was for your area. If they say today 2 to 4, tonight 2 to 4, that means that you're going to get a total of 8 inches of snow, right? So this is the Ann theory. Take that highest number, divide it by 2, and then divide it by 2 again. You'll probably be around there, somewhere around there. Doesn't always work, but it works more often than you might think. So, yeah, once it stops snowing, I'll take that to the UPS drop-off location, provided they don't close early and put a sign on the door. Yeah, I'm not taking it to the UPS store. I'm not taking it. I'm never going there again. And that was one of the options. They said, you could just print off a little, again, QR code and just take it to the UPS store, and I'm just like, I'm not falling for that one. I'm not falling for you. Can't fool me, crabs. I went to college. So I have a solution. I have a solution for my problem here. And it's a solution that we came up with for the Roku on the TV, which is as far away from the router as can be. And the solution was we got one of those little booster thingies, and we put it halfway between the TV room and the space in the front room where the router sits with the telephone. The telephone's now plugged, and it works. I checked, and so it's halfway in between in the kitchen, in one of these disused outlets that the cat loves to rub her face on all the time. Half the time, dislodging it. And where'd the internet go? Ah, the cat was rubbing her face on the booster. She must love the gigahertz, the Wi-Fi signal. I don't know the warmth of it. I have no idea. But so I'm gonna get That's the solution. I think I'm gonna get it because I've got right out here. I'm not. Let me tell you how far away I am from the router. I'm about 20 or 25 feet. There's If I leave the door open, there's no walls. I'm up about an extra 6 or 7 feet because it's levels, Jerry. This house has levels. Kramer, remember Kramer? Levels, Jerry. And so I'll put one of those little booster thingies, like right in there, it's right in between. It's right in between. So I'll order another one, or maybe I'll just go pick one up from Walmart or something like that this weekend. I know, I'm tempting fate here. I know, it's it's it. It wasn't that big of a struggle to get that last one coordinated and figured out. It did work. So I'll try it. I don't know what it cost me, like $50 or something like that. It might work. It might. I just need it a little faster because sometimes I'll turn the computers on and it'll be well, CenturyLink says 80, and of course that's wired in and coming into the house. And once you get to Wi-Fi, it slows down a little bit. But I mean, sometimes up here it's like 2, 3, and then I'll switch over to the booster, which is like right below us in the kitchen, and I'll get 15, and that's fine. But 2 or 3 that's too slow. 7 or 8, that's okay. I can work. I can work the day job with 7 or 8. But it's just like I'd like to be at 15, 20, and and it's not that computer. That computer is a bit old. But then these computers right here are a bit old, and they, I don't know what it is, because you have too much Wi-Fi. You have too much Wi-Fi. You have too many Wi-Fis in your house. There's Wi-Fi everywhere. I'm not going to turn the frogs gay. Don't worry about it. All right, that's it. That's the rant for now. No thanks, CenturyLink. No hard feelings. Well, hard feelings. No hard. Here's the thing. One of my coworkers, he just got IMON, which is a dumb name for a company. But CenturyLink's a pretty dumb name for a company too. And the company before that, Quest, QWEST, that was a pretty dumb name for a company as well. What were they before that? What were they? Southwestern Bell or something like that? I can't remember. Midwestern Bell, Central Bell, Western Electric, Ma Bell. So yeah, I one of my coworkers has just got IMON because they got fiber to his hood, which used to be where I lived, fiber to my old hood, and he what was he rocking? 191 down, 80 up, 90 up, something like that. And I don't know if he was wired in. He might have been Wi-Fi'd in. And I was like, oh, that's pretty good. We got the gig down in the basement with MediaCom, and that's actually been pretty good. But I would need boosters to bring that up 2 extra floors here. And MediaCom's always want me to lease their boosters for $10 a month. And I'm like, I think I'll just buy another one for $50. I think that, I'll put in the time and struggle, and I'll make another video if no, I can always take it back. I can always take it. But then if I take it back, then, I'm just trying to get through life here, without too much struggle. But it's always a struggle. What can you say? I don't know, I'm rambling. Talk to you later. We'll talk about something later. We'll talk about, what we'll talk about? We'll talk about streaming services later. Yeah, that's exciting.